What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 19th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $2. We've got 7 hours and 18 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. The call to go below $2 was the right call after all. I was expecting $1.95 to $1.99 to hold as support. We did go a little bit lower than that. We went all the way down to about $1.85, but that's okay. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned at all. You know, in fact, from a low to a high point here, what we did was we tore right through our golden ratio zone, tore right through it on the first attempt. In my experience, whenever I see this happen, we typically do get a quick reaction back to the 236, at least to the 382. So we should be back above $2.15, probably even above $2.25 here. I mean, as early as tomorrow. When I say a quick reaction, I mean if you tear through the golden ratio like this, you get a very quick reaction typically back to this zone, and even through the 236 sometimes. So by the end of this week, at least, if not maybe tomorrow, we should be back at like 225. I don't know if it will be by tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised, but by the end of the week, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were back up here, making our way back that way, and higher by the end of the month. As far as how high will we be by the end of the month, I don't know. I do assume that we will be above this high by the end of the month, but will we be above these highs? Maybe, maybe not. I think that we're on a path overall right now that's going to take us up to 270, 280, and beyond as time goes on. But those numbers, you know, above $3 might be reserved for February instead of the end of January. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then zoom out from there, okay? And in case I didn't say it, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? There's a lot of volume on this drop here that came in. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Happy MLK Jr. Day, everybody. It is a long weekend, right? It is Monday. The stock market is closed, so there's less liquidity, less volume, less trading going on. It's easier to move the price. With that being said, that was a lot of volume. That was actually a pretty big spike in volume. It was one of the biggest spikes that we've seen. We've definitely seen bigger. It's one of the bigger spikes that we've seen in a while, though. I mean, to be completely fair. That spike, though, most of it happened in the form of a wick to the downside. I want to see here if we look at this on a 15-minute. Yeah, I mean most of that volume happened right here, and even on a 15-minute time frame, half of this was a wick. Let me look. Let's really zoom it in here. Man, I'm gonna go to the 1 minute. We're really gonna zoom it in. Let's see. A lot of volume pushing that down. That's 1, 2, 3 minutes of consistent high volume selling, and then not a lot of volume back on the way up. It's interesting. Is this a sign of more to come, or is that just like a deliberate push down over the weekend? I don't know what to make of that. I don't like though how much volume there was pushing the price down. That seems like forced selling. And if that's manipulation, if that's mechanical to stop hunt and stuff like that, okay, then it's bullish. But if it's a insider information trading or something like that, that might be a problem. I don't know. All I can say is that there's a big wick there. We ate that up real quick. We found support where we needed to find support, and now we're moving up. So things look good to me. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, the RSI is a bit weird, but so is the price action. Stochastics are bullish. MACD is bearish technically, but we look good here. Building a little bit of volume as we're moving up. I mean, I think that we look fine. 4 hour time frame here, the RSI got oversold. We're back out of the oversold zone. Overall, we're pretty bearish on the RSI. Not really anything else that I can say there. There's no signs that we want to move up yet. You do look bearish, and that doesn't mean that you have to go down, but you are in a bearish environment, so don't be too surprised. Don't be terribly surprised if we do go back below $2. Maybe we find a higher low. Maybe we get a double bottom or a slightly lower low, whatever it might be. I don't expect, if we were to take out this low, I don't expect that it'll be a terrible amount lower than that. We probably recover shortly thereafter. But it's very possible this is the low. We look at the stochastics. We're bullish here. Would express growth, continuation here. The MACD is a little bit bearish, but yeah, I mean, it's a little bit bearish. There's not really a whole lot to go off of there. Overall, the 4 hour, in my opinion, is bearish. That doesn't mean that we have to go down, but it's not a good environment that we're in right now. If we want to turn it into a more bullish environment, we probably need to get back above $2.08, stuff like that. Daily time frame here. Again, typically, no questions asked, how I would do my analysis. If I see any kind of price action that just tears through the golden ratio on the first attempt, the last thing that I assume is that we're going to continue pressing down. The first thing that I assume is, okay, wicked volatility is coming in. We're going to go all the way up to the 236, $2.24. That's kind of the expectation from here. So If tomorrow we're up here, I really wouldn't be surprised. But if it's not tomorrow, if instead it takes like a few days to work back up there, that's kind of the end goal, the end target. Things look a bit wonky and bearish on the 4 hour and kind of weird on the 1 hour as well. But not so bearish, not so wonky that I would be concerned that we're going to see any kind of serious downtrend. And it is the weekend, weird stuff happens. I mean, we just had a really weird kind of crash, and then this movement here overall has just been kind of odd. So if anything odd continues to happen, I would assume that it's not going to be that long-lived. We probably don't move down too much more if we do move down at all. And the expectation overall for me is that we go to 225. I'm calling for that. That's what I think. We're going to go to 225 in a very short amount of time or higher. And sometimes, again, guys, sometimes with these reactions, I mean, you can just rip right through. You really can. That's not the call, but just be prepared for some upside volatility probably over the coming days. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. That's good. I'm excited because if XRP is looking good, which I think it is from here. It's a good reaction we're having. Indicators on the 1 hour and the 4 hour set aside. It looks good on the daily time frame, and it doesn't look that bad on the 4 hour. It's a good reaction. What's good about that is XRP being bullish typically is good for the rest of the markets. Typically it is. So if you've watched any of my other videos today and I sound indecisive, XRP being bullish, that leans me a little bit more to the bullish effect as well. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.